Hey guys, it's me, Carrie from Terminal Doesn't Mean Goodbye. You guys are going to drive around again with me a little bit. Let me adjust this thing a little. Okay, I'm out running errands with my kids, but I just dropped them off, so I'm on my own again. So this time we're going to go and get my blood drawn because I need to know my current potassium levels and if this new medicine that I'm on works. So today I'm also going to just do kind of a quicker check-in for all of those people who I keep getting messages on comments saying that they don't know who I'm really about and I should start all of my segments with starting out on who I am and all that jazz. So with that, I'm going to say that the reason why I don't start every segment with my current cancer status and all that jazz is because I feel like, you know, I record them a lot, my status and stuff in other videos, but I'm just going to recap, I guess, for that today. For those of you who are new to my channel, thank you for joining me. Welcome. And those of you that have been following me, thank you for being here as well. So I just wanted to say where I am and all that jazz. So for those new people, my name is Carrie. Nice to meet you. I have stage 4 neuroendocrine cancer that is, it's called atypical and it's high grade. There's 3 grades of this type of cancer, 1, 2, 3, 1 being the least aggressive, 3 being the most aggressive. Mine is the most aggressive. It started out in my lung but has metastasized pretty widespread. I did chemo in, let's see, it was, I think, end of December through March, and the chemo didn't really do a whole lot. It did stabilize my cancer temporarily, but as you guys know from the last videos that I've done too, that I'm no longer considered stable anymore. My cancer has grown a lot too. I have a huge mass in my, it's about this big, in my my mediastinal lymph node right here. And then I have it, originally I had a one about this size in my left lung that was surgically removed. That was supposed to, and that was removed in last, I want to say not this past May, but the May prior, so 2021, I think, or 19. Anyway, so that one was removed. It was supposed to be, at that point I was considered stage 1, and by removing, I did a lobectomy. I had half of my lower lung removed, and it was supposed to take care of the cancer altogether, and that I was NED, which is no evidence of disease at that time. At that time, I also knew that it was other places as well, but it just wasn't discovered fully yet. So anyway, I had that removed and then did my 6-month follow-up because there was no evidence of disease, just to check to make sure that the cancer didn't come back. But unfortunately, it did come back, and it came back with vengeance. So I went from stage 1 to a stage 4 that quickly. At that point, my cancer spread to my lymph nodes, and the one that's most affected is my mediastinal lymph node in my chest, like I just talked about. It also moved to my pelvis bone throughout my both of my iliac bones and the pelvis bone. It also metastasized to my left adrenal gland, my liver, my remaining left ovary that I had, intestinal walls, abdominal walls, just all sorts of places, and it's in my spine as well, so it's pretty painful. That's where I am today. several months ago, or what was it, in last December, I did chemo, like I said, and then that was supposed to, the goal of it was to put it either into remission or to slow it down. And it did. It actually stabilized my cancer, which was wonderful. And so I was living this life like, oh my gosh, cool, I'm going to be living like all the people who are in remission. And that was super exciting. And then 2 months later, you know, I did my follow-up, because you do them every 3 months, but because of situations going on in my life, had to do my CAT scan, my follow-up CAT scan earlier. And that was a couple of weeks ago that it was my my last CAT scan. And my last CAT scan, it showed that my cancer is no longer stable. It had grown a lot bigger, and also added 5 new areas of areas that it had metastasized to. And so that's been pretty disappointing. We are trying to at least keep this to a minimal growth and hopefully maybe put it into remission. I swore I was never going to do chemo again, and that would be it. But I've since changed my mind. It has been offered to me, but also we had talked about that right now, because I had such a poor reaction to chemo, and my levels are still really, really low. As far as my red blood cell count, my white blood cell count, they're all still really dangerously low. But that's normal for people who are going through chemo. For everyday people, no, that's not normal. That doesn't jive. You feel like crap and all sorts of stuff. All right, cool. So at this point, for me to start chemo again, it would be pretty dangerous. I thought it was going to just be like, hey, no big deal. But after talking with my doctor, my oncologist, we have to wait a bit before we do more chemo, just because my body is still in a real dangerous state. Also, from all this stuff too, like I said yesterday in my video, that I have developed from the cancer in my left adrenal gland, cancer there too. So that has put me into, now I have hyperaldosterone. That cancer is actually causing me to produce way too much aldosterone in my body. And that adrenal gland is responsible, it's part of your endocrine system. And as you guys know, I have neuroendocrine cancer. So it's cancer of my neuroendocrine system. That adrenal gland is responsible for a lot of hormone maintenance, your blood pressure, all sorts of stuff. So my blood pressure has been really hard to control over this last year. And like I said yesterday in my video, I've been talking with my doctors for a year, going, hey, do I have hyperaldosterone? Because this and this and this. And with my levels. And so that was diagnosed yesterday, that I officially do have hyperaldosterone, like I said. But so where does that put me? There is not a whole lot to be done right now. There's a shot called lanreotide. Lanreotide is it's meant to slow down or stop this kind of cancer, but the caveat is that it's designed for people with the origins of this specific cancer that starts in the lower abdomen area, your liver, your everything. So that includes like your liver, your kidneys, your intestines, your pancreas, all of those areas, because those areas produce a specific hormone. And it's not designed for high-grade cancer like mine. Mine is super aggressive. And it's also not designed for people that have this type of cancer like I do, that originates in the lung. The reason why is because the lung doesn't produce hormones the same way as your lower abdomen, those organs do. So lanreotide, it helps block a lot of those hormones, and therefore, making your tumor smaller or putting it into remission. But we thought, okay, it's worth a try. It's not supposed to work on my type of cancer, but you know what? It's not going to hurt to try something. And especially like this, because I do want to live. There's no way that I want to leave this plane whatsoever. I've got way too much going on, and I have too much to live for, you know? And so trying lanreotide is where I'm at. I had my first injection a couple weeks ago, and that injection it caused all sorts of pain in the bones, as it's supposed to, but I am told that that's supposed to alleviate. So I'll continue doing those lanreotide shots, and we'll keep doing the CAT scans every 3 months to find out if it works. Because if it works, great, we'll continue doing lanreotide. But if it doesn't work, then we'll stop the lanreotide, and hopefully by then my body will be ready for chemo. And it's looking like they would want to start chemo in November, my oncologist. But for me, I think I'm going to wait till after the holidays to do it, especially because I really didn't want to do chemo again in the first place. But after evaluating everything, I just have too much going on here. There's just, I just don't want to be gone, too much to live for. We've already talked about that. So yeah, that's where I am, and I'm just going to continue doing what we're doing. Life is pretty fantastic. I'm going to be a grandma, which is super exciting, and I'll keep you guys posted for that. I just wanted to do that check-in today to let you guys know what I'm doing, and for those of you guys who are new, to kind of know where I am. That's not my full story, but that's my as short a version as I could go with that. So any of the new people whatsoever just wondering where I am, this is where I am. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to check out. I'm going to go get my blood work done, and I'll see you guys live tonight at 5 for YouTube. And I hope you have a great day. Mwah! See you later. Bye.